Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another Hot Toys Secret Base figure preview video. Before we get started, I want to say a massive thank you to Matt for going out in person to Secret Base to snap these awesome high-res pictures, and for filling in for Ryan while he's on holiday. Show Matt some love in the comments below, because without him, this video literally would not be possible. If you're looking to pick up your very own copy of Saesee Tiin, I've popped a link to Pop Collectibles in the description below, along with the discount code Justin's Collection, for 5% off your order if you decide to buy from them. When you're pre-ordering Hot Toys figures from Pop, you can either pay the full amount right up front, or leave a deposit and fix up the balance when the piece releases. As always, do your own research, make sure you're comfortable before buying. You're heading down to the description. Why not hit that subscribe, bell notification icon, and join button, so you're notified as soon as brand new Star Wars preview videos go live on the channel. I was like 50-50 on them actually committing and making Saesee Tiin. I loved this character as a kid in the 2D animated Clone Wars. He was a freaking badass, with the helmet and the horns and the armor poking out from underneath his Jedi robes, the chest box, how he went into space with his troops and then cut that hole in the droid ship. Freaking brilliant. But that's not the version we're looking at. Revenge of the Sith, Saesee Tiin, he was obliterated by Emperor Palpatine. With the announcement of this guy, will they give us Aegon Kolar to complete the set of Jedi Council members for Palpatine's arrest? I reckon it's looking more and more likely, but watch this space, we'll have to wait and see. Okay, let's dive in, let's discuss his accessories. We get his lightsaber hilt, both LED and non-LED, swooshing blade and straight-edged normal blade. It looks like that's the corrected fixed swooshing effect blade, but then again, they've done that to us a lot recently. They've announced that figures are going to be coming with them by showing them in the promo pictures, and then when we open the boxes, lo and behold, they're the standard, regular, triangular, equal fan lightsaber swooshing effect blades. I wish they would commit to fixing them, as you all already know, but I won't go on about it anymore. Now, his Clone Wars gauntlets, they're probably my favorite accessories here, just because they allow you to mix up the look a little. If you've got Mace Windu and Kit Fisto and Plo Koon, and now Saesee Tiin, you can have them all either in your prequels display or in your Clone Wars display. It makes these figures so much more versatile. And then to go along with the Clone Wars look, we also get some gloved or fingerless gloved hands with some armor plating on the back of them. But your eyes do not deceive you. Only one gripping hand. For a Jedi, for a lightsaber-wielding character, only one gripping hand. That is ludicrous. Simply not good enough. And the same thing, unfortunately, can be said about his ungloved hands. Only one gripping hand. Hot Toys, fix this. You need to give us, for lightsaber-wielding characters, 2 gripping hands. Okay, say, for example, we never see him holding his lightsaber with 2 hands. Doesn't matter. It's not to say that he would never hold his lightsaber with 2 hands. Maybe he's twirling the darn thing around and he grabs onto it for a second. This could be a Jedi Master that exclusively fights with only one hand, but you need to give us the option to be able to switch that hand. Put the lightsaber on the other side if we want to. He could be passing the saber from one hand to the other. You see what I'm trying to say? Just that versatility of being able to mix up the pose. You don't limit the creativity of collectors and what they can do with a piece in terms of posing by only giving them one gripping hand. Rant over, let's talk about the outfit. But seriously, it is very frustrating. We've got wires for the tabards, heavy texture for the brown fabric, and unfortunately, that looks like a pleather belt. And he's got pleather boots. They love using pleather, and with Saesee Tiin, it is no exception. But look, onto some positives, at the detail on his hands. The skin texture, the wrinkling, the paint apps with the speckling, all of that is great. This is his standard non-LED lightsaber, and the blade's looking quite desaturated. But back again to the hands, the wrinkling of that baggy looking flesh on the underside. Another big tick from me in terms of detail for the hands. We just need a second gripping one. This head sculpt doesn't look quite as badass as the 2003 2D animated Clone Wars Saesee Tiin did, but it is accurate to Revenge of the Sith. In almost every way. It's not one-to-one versus the prosthetic mask the actor was wearing on set in episode 3. They've made some subtle changes, but those changes aren't big enough to throw off the entire look. That is still clearly Saesee Tiin from Revenge of the Sith. The horns coming out the side of the head sculpt, shape and size-wise, they look accurate to me, and they sit over the front of his chest. Detail, there's some sculpted texture on them, and then a gloss finish over the top, but they're not tentacles, they're horns, so they're not going to be articulated. That means they're going to just sit there, and they'll get in the way of articulation. Head movement is going to be limited because of the horns. Will we be able to move the head sculpt at the base of the neck instead to hinge it forward? I hope so. There's no way of knowing at this stage. Speaking of the neck, the detail there, and I know I've already used the word detail way too many times, but the saggy looking flesh, the visible collarbone underneath that flesh, the wrinkling, the skin texture, the vein work, it is one of the most detailed neck areas that I've ever seen on a 1/6 scale figure, and I don't think I've ever said that before. It's such a busy sculpt, there is so much to look at, and that extends up to the head on top of the neck piece. The wrinkling there, and the tightness of what would be prosthetics over an actor's face. How you can see the pulling around the mouth area, the raised brow bone section, the divots around where the horns connect, the darker shading on top for the paint applications. This sculpt, it, like I said, might not be one-to-one with what we saw on screen, but it is damn close. It's not something that I thought I was going to gravitate towards as being one of my favorite Hot Toys Jedi figures. Now that they've announced it, he's very quickly rising up the ranks. I just hope that when this piece goes from prototype to final production, there is very little loss in detail. An expected 5 to 10% drop I'm okay with. Anything more, if the wrinkles soften up and we lose all of the crazy skin texture and the wrinkling, then this head sculpt won't look anywhere near as good. Because with a figure like this, it's all about the head sculpt. It's certainly not the outfit, just brown Jedi robes. It's not the accessories, he doesn't come with a ton of stuff. It's the head sculpt. They need to nail it. So Hot Toys, please don't let us down. Now, if you're looking to pre-order this and flesh out your Palpatine's arrest crew, hopefully we get them all, I've popped a link to Pop Collectibles in the description below, along with the discount code Justin's Collection, for 5% off your order if you decide to buy from them. When you're pre-ordering from Pop, you can either pay the full amount right up front, or leave a deposit and fix up the balance when the piece releases. As always, do your own research, make sure you're comfortable before buying. If you're heading down to the description, why not hit that subscribe, bell notification icon, and join button if you like the sound of seeing your name in the end credits of my reviews. Like, comment, and subscribe. We'll catch you in the next video.